Drake and motherfucking Josh. Now we watching the whole full of this, boy.
People fall in love with their
Wait. Because I heard it was good.
Yeah, I've seen this shit before too.
I ain't never.
Fucking the recommendation of this bit.
Yeah.
The old channel bit. I seen. Yeah, they got other shit. I seen these shit for sure.
I saw the recommendation. I'm like, this shit better be fucking good. I looked at the comments. Niggas was talking about, wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I heard them niggas was never friends before too.
That's wild because they look like, man, acting is wild.
Acting.
It's fucking
Actors.
wild.
Actors.
Acting is wild, bro.
People fall in love with their first
Wild,
interview.
like coming.
We all fell in love with two best friends, Josh Peck, a chubby but lovable outsider from New York, and Drake Bell, a good-looking guitar player from California. The two teens couldn't be more opposite, but their chemistry
Biggie and
together was
Tupac?
infectious. While we finally think of the brotherly love they displayed on television, the dark reality exposed by Josh Peck recently is that they were actually never friends. Let's take it back to where Drake and Josh first met, the Amanda Show. This sketch comedy show was basically Nickelodeon's version of Saturday Night Live, starring Amanda Bynes. The show was wildly
Amanda Show.
But I don't remember the show. I ain't gonna lie. I remember her feet.
Amanda Show is fucking weird, bro. The
Nickelodeon
backstory on all these shit.
Drake
like
Bell was a
dark
regular
history,
character since the very first episode in 1999. Josh wouldn't become an on-screen regular until...
But that's crazy because I always remembered Drake and Josh and Amanda Show. I never knew that's where they started. I thought they were just because Drake it was legit, so it was not our era. You would just think that they were just in that show.
Drake Bell was a regular character since the very first episode in 1999. Josh wouldn't become an on-screen regular until seasons 2 and 3. Slowly, he was integrated in the show, and those two had some iconic sketches that we still love today. Drake wasn't very fond of Josh in the beginning because he was the only boy on the show, but they had very similar interests.
I always could tell Drake was a hating that nigga.
Drake wasn't very fond of Josh in the beginning because
he's always that pretty boy. I can't get my way type shit.
Trying to size, bro.
It is always the fat niggas that's kind of. They literally played their role.
Yep.
He was the only boy on the show, but they had very similar interests in old movies and comedies. They would bounce funny ideas off each other and quickly develop great
They
chemistry.
probably they was friends though for sure because you can't just hate each other your whole life. But I know something happened.
The producer Dan Schneider got some pressure from the network to come up with another buddy comedy just like Kenan and Kel. While filming one of the last episodes of the season where Drake and Josh fight over a shrimp, Stephen Milaro, who was a writer on The Amanda Show, walked over to Dan and was like, "Those two guys are your buddy comedy right there." 6 months later, Drake and Josh was born. Make sure you're hydrated while watching this video.
This buddy get real.
And Josh Peck. They've grown up on The Amanda Show, battling lobsters, fending off frog puppets, and getting beaten up by girls on a regular basis. So what's next for this dynamic duo? Their own show. Nickelodeon presents Drake and Josh in Drake and Josh.
You will notice in this video how all the tropes, storylines, and character traits in the Drake and Josh show
how they
turned
used
out
to do that in the old shows. How they used to keep their show name. I miss that back in the day.
Facts, bro.
be the exact
because that's how you knew
opposite
them as.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me?
of their real life futures.
But obviously,
now.
other
Josh
companies, other agencies, you feel me? Blah blah blah.
went on to be a very successful, popular, and handsome actor. Megan, aka Miranda Cosgrove, went from evil little girl to sweet, unproblematic.
As Lil Pump says, "Tell me around, I want to fuck." I'm not saying those fucking words. I'm just saying what Lil Pump said.
Successful actor, and Drake went on to plead guilty to child endangerment while still struggling to get his music career off the ground in America.
Heard about that.
Drake Parker and Josh Nichols were two brothers bound by their parents' marriage, forced to live in the same house, go to the same school, hang out with the same friends while having totally opposite personalities. Josh was the hefty, emotional dork, while Drake was a smooth-talking ladies' man who led a rock band. The first season was a little more typical to any sitcom, coming up with catchphrases and basic plot lines. Luckily, the show got much better after season 1.
Wow.
They consistently got...
Wow. You opened my eyes to that.
That's tough.
You opened my eyes to that very well. Now I'm gonna start noticing that, like how they act in the first season. Then you gonna start seeing it. Wow, man.
Yeah, I remember the first season. I probably have to go back to damn near.
Nigga, I don't even know what the first episode was. I can't even tell you, bro.
the first one I watched.
Nigga, we were just born into that bitch.
Yeah,
we
like,
just popped up
that
like
shit.
Jake and Josh.
Literally, man. Like, I don't know what fucking season we started watching.
They know. I put on channel 50 and I saw Drake and Josh. That's all it was.
Smooth 50.
got themselves in ridiculous situations and had to either work together or against each other to get out of them. Like when they came up with a master plan to sell Gary Coleman grills, which got them in jail, versus when they were fighting each other over
I'm number one! Yo, this is
time
that
that Josh was
episode.
the butt of the joke. I mean,
I don't
it was
remember that
very easy
episode,
to
though.
pick on the overweight, goofy kid. Drake, on the other hand, would often be the bad guy. He was lazy, rude, and self-centered. He wouldn't stand up for his brother Josh. He would hang out with girls and friends without him, and basically had a hard time accepting Josh as his brother. As the seasons went on, the audience loved them both. Josh was not a punching bag anymore, and sort of just the sweet, jolly brother who was there for Drake no matter what. Plus, he had lost a lot of weight by the last season.
Yo, that
so the
was
fat
wild.
dude-
That was
Facts,
a wild
God.
season.
My
When,
God, when that
when
boy
Josh
lost weight.
came back, like, niggas was like, whoa, nigga.
Different nigga.
That shit was lit. I was happy as fuck for him
Facts.
because he was
Facts.
always the fat,
The fat
shit.
one
You
here,
feel me?
facts.
Never
Facts.
forget the bitches.
Facts.
Then he
Facts.
got the
Facts.
bitches.
Facts.
and I'm
Facts.
happy they twisted it like that.
Mhm.
Because, like, you
Facts.
literally didn't get bitches.
Mhm.
Now you're fucking handsome. You get bitches.
Facts.
But in your own, still corny way.
Mhm.
sweet, jolly brother who was there for Drake no matter what. Plus, he had lost a lot of weight by the last season, so the fat jokes didn't really work anymore. Drake warmed up to Josh. His character remained the inconsiderate troublemaker, but now Josh was having more luck with girls. He was less nerdy and became more
Dog.
competitive with Drake.
Man,
I
that
remember
Drake and Josh
I remember
episode,
I
bro.
remember episode.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie,
I
bro.
remember
Josh, I am you, bro. Even though I'm a little bit more, let me just let's just put different. For sure. Yeah, let's say that. But yeah, you feel me? Man, I used to that one episode with the I don't know if you remember this episode. This is the episode when he was first getting girls, bro.
Yeah.
I looked up to that episode because I was a fat jit. You feel me?
Yeah,
Everybody
facts.
looked, you know, I was fat.
Facts.
You feel me? So how Josh felt, that's how I felt.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah.
picked on, all that bullshit. So yeah. So I'm like, damn, bro, him getting girls, that shit motivated me, bro. Like I was so happy for him because you know the show when you're a jit, it kind of gets to you.
Facts, for sure.
So I'm like, damn, I was so happy for him. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get girls like that one day too. You feel me? I swear to God, I was like, I'll never forget that episode, bro. That episode actually marked me a little bit. But now as you see, you feel me? I'm not gonna say nothing. But yeah.
Considerate troublemaker, but now Josh was having more luck with girls. He was less nerdy and became more competitive with Drake. Ultimately, at the end of every episode, they resolved their differences and concluded with a happy moment. These two just understood each other when it came to performing. Drake and Josh were the new age Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, Abbott and Costello, Martin and Lewis, Cheech and Chong, Keenan and Kel. They were so good it made us all believe that they were best friends beyond the screen, and I'm sad to admit that that was not the case. Off the show,
Hey
Bro, get
Google,
the fuck away
what's
from
this
me,
song?
bro.
Oh God. Oh God.
They literally just did their job.
Oh God. Bro, go read your fucking script over there, bro. Oh God. Nobody trying to do
That'd be wild if they really was arguing with them scenes.
the show, their lives were pretty normal in the sense that they weren't these mega famous celebrities ducking paparazzi everywhere they go. Plus, remember their target audience was 9 to 15-year-olds who had no way of showing Drake and Josh how much they loved the show. A lot of us forget that in 2005 there was barely any social media, there were no smartphones, no YouTube, no live streams, no
So we low-key used to think that these niggas was probably walking fucking images of fucking popularity, while they was probably just going around, walking around like it was nothing.
Oh God.
Like the nigga from Sandlot.
Mhm.
You watched Sandlot before?
I think so.
But it's this one jit that motherfucking.
I think I did.
It's this one jit. You remember the scene when he got saved at the pool?
Yeah, I think so. I ain't gonna lie.
Jit is a fucking. He sells weed.
That's
Trapper.
That's
Fool.
tough.
And he was acting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow.
Tough.
The shit that you never. It's like you
Mhm.
think these people is regular niggas.
Regular nigga, they're just.
This
trying
nigga was
to,
an
you know,
actor
just trying to get
trapping.
it. Yeah, just trying to do something. Facts.
I'm like, damn, bro. Now he's just the biggest weed cultivator in the world. If you, as y'all know him, Squints.
no follower counts. They worked a 9 to 5 while other kids went to school, and they went home to their families every day just like anyone else. These two just did what
Damn,
most normal
boy.
teens do. Go to parties,
This
hang out
chair,
with girls,
boy.
maybe get into
My-
trouble. Well, at least
my-
Drake
my-
did.
my-
Josh
my-
wasn't partying
my-
much. Josh was
spine
actually going
shit.
through some
We
really
gotta
tough
sit here
times.
for this,
Josh
man?
Peck was raised by a single mother.
we gonna
He
live,
actually
though.
never met his father. He was always interested in being an entertainer, doing stand-up comedy at the age of 9 years old because anything athletic was definitely out of the question. However, he always wanted to fit in. Being an outsider wasn't
Boy,
this
Josh, he was
cool,
fucking
interesting
pale.
thing for kids in the late
Facts.
90s. Think about popular films and shows glamorizing high school life. You had the jocks, the hot girls, the nerds. Kids like Josh Peck were hoping that they would be a part of the popular crowd and get invited to the parties when high school came. But we all know he wasn't. Drake was very similar to the character he portrayed on the show, a slick Cali bro who had girlfriends and went to parties as a teen. So them being very different worked on the show, but wasn't very practical in real life. I think they mentioned having sleepovers when they were casted on The Amanda Show, but as they got older, they didn't hang out in their personal lives. Josh was sick and tired of being this version of himself he hated. It wasn't all vanity, though. He knew he would keep getting casted as a fat, funny guy for the rest of his career if he didn't make a change. He wanted to have a successful acting career, so that also inspired the weight loss, which we
That's how you know this
witnessed
shit
on
really
TV.
gets to
As
them, bro.
For sure.
I know,
Know
because
it.
bro, that's
Know
what
it.
we look at
Know
you
it.
as.
Know it.
Because bro, I don't
Know it.
care who you
Facts.
are, bro.
Know that shit fuck with
It's
them
going
boys.
to fuck with you,
That
bro.
shit definitely fuck with them
Because
boys.
everybody, bro. Not saying Josh should have felt some type of way. He got all right to feel like that. Like obviously, because whatever acting lane you take, that's damn near what lane you are
you
until
gonna
you
be-
have another
yeah,
hit
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
You feel
facts,
me?
bro.
Or another hit show. So I'm pretty sure, and nobody knows nothing else after Drake and Josh with the boys.
I don't know what.
So
what
it's
they
like
even have
what,
to
how we
have,
look
but I
at
don't
Josh
do
is
YouTube
how
and
we
shit.
look at him to this day. Literally.
Yep, bro.
You feel me? To this day. Like the only show that like this is a great example. My Jesus.
Mhm.
Cody. From Zach and Cody.
Yeah.
We don't look at him from Zach and Cody no more. Well, we're gonna think that because we're from Jit days, but bro, niggas will call him Jighead.
Mhm.
They'll call him some other shit,
Mhm.
some more other shit,
Mhm.
because he's smacking shows. You feel me?
Facts, bro.
So it's like they don't look at Cody play the same role as him,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know if Josh chose the hating route or if he just chose the like I don't know. We'll go see though. It sounds so far. It sounds like he just sounds bitter and like damn, I fucking suck. He just dismotivating himself so far. But yeah, you feel me? Cody did the same shit you did basically, and Cody was fat too, and Zach was the skinny one. You
Yeah,
feel
bro,
me?
Cody Love Chubby, yeah, facts, bro.
So it's like, yeah, you just chose that route. But we go see. Let's finish this shit.
As he started to lose weight, he was finally starting to fit in with the normal kids. So Josh started to do what normal kids do.
And suddenly I'm like now looking like a normal kid and a normal teen, and I'm like, oh, they do drugs and that's normal, and they go to house parties and they go to clubs.
Josh started acting more like Drake's character, but in real life. It was a double-edged sword. Obviously, he was being accepted.
Cause he started getting hoes for the first time in his life, and when you start getting hoes for the first time in your life, and you getting money, and everybody fucking knows him. Now he's pretty boy, so he's gonna act out of character. He's not gonna want to act like that. He's not gonna, yeah, dog.
Socially, but
I ain't
being
gonna
heavily
explain no
addicted to drugs was the price he had to pay. By the time they were both 20, Drake and Josh was over. Their relationship, it's complicated. Drake loved his time spent on the show. It was what he always dreamed of. His dad raised him on buddy comedies like Dean and Jerry, Abbott and Costello. Once he met Josh and they got their own TV show, he was living his biggest dream. Plus, he was absolutely adored by the Nickelodeon world. Taking a look at this list of Kids' Choice Awards, which is pretty much the biggest thing you can get as a Nickelodeon
Facts.
star.
I know.
2006,
Drake won
favorite
hella
TV
bitches.
actor, Drake Bell. 2007, favorite TV actor, Drake Bell. 2007, best TV
He was
actor,
hated, for
Drake
sure.
Bell. 2008, favorite TV actor, Drake Bell. It was very clear that Drake was the star and Josh was the co-star, despite Josh being funnier and more memorable in almost every aspect. Drake had full intentions on moving forward with his career
Low-key,
alongside
facts.
Josh, doing more movies and TV shows together just like the buddy comedy duos he idolized. Josh had other plans. Drake was never aware of what Josh was going through behind the scenes. Josh wanted to move on from the show. He was known as the fat, funny punching bag, who brought way more comedic value to the scene. When we watch these old episodes, we feel happy. Josh sees an underappreciated,
Facts.
depressed, overweight,
Facts.
and insecure child hiding his
Facts.
true feelings from everyone. So he took his own
As
route.
a child, I
Immediately
always
after
knew. I ain't know, but as I obviously grow up now, I always knew that he was kind of sad. Cause I'd feel kind of sad when I was watching him.
Overweight and insecure child hiding his true feelings from everyone. So he took his own route. Immediately after Nickelodeon, he
And
got a
obviously,
voice
look at
acting
him.
role as Eddie and
You
Icy.
think that's-
Got to star in the film
What?
The Whackness.
What?
Premiered at the Nickelodeon. He got a voice acting role as Eddie and Icy.
Eddie, he's the fucking squirrel bit?
Not
Who's Eddie?
Is that a possum?
Oh, that shit. Oh, I'm tripping, but yeah, I definitely don't.
Got to star in the
Yeah,
film
yeah.
The Whackness, which
Yeah, watch
premiered
that.
at the Sundance Film Festival and was critically acclaimed. He basically stayed busy every single year since then, having a film or TV role, including the Fox sitcom Grandfathered, where he was a star alongside John Stamos. He became one of the most popular creative...
You got way more healthier. I could tell you stopped doing drugs for sure. Like you could literally, bro.
Yeah, you can stop. Yeah, you could tough.
You know you was doing some dope, homie.
Fox sitcom Grandfathered, where he was a star alongside John Stamos. He became one of the most
Now he
popular...
look way more healthier. Like even in his YouTube videos.
Creators on Vine, which is where he would eventually meet David Dobrik, the Paul brothers, the Vlog Squad, and become a popular influencer on YouTube with millions of subscribers.
He probably said, "Bro, YouTube make too much bread." Fuck
Drake
that.
hung around Nickelodeon a little longer. He did star in a terrible, super bad remake movie called College, as well as a poorly received
Facts. That's not that bad.
comedy
that's
superhero movie. After that, for the next decade, a few small roles in a bunch of random movies that you never heard of. His career
Facts.
stayed alive because of consistent TV work given to him on Nickelodeon. He did tons of different
Facts.
voice acting roles and one-off shows throughout the years. His music career is actually very interesting. Disney knew how to set up their actors' music careers, whereas all Nickelodeon music careers struggled. Drake has
Facts.
no gold or platinum records in America despite releasing music consistently for the past 17 years.
Tough.
However, in Mexico and various Spanish-speaking countries, Drake Bell, aka Drake Campana, is a huge star. He's had multiple high-charting
Tough.
Billboard singles and albums in Mexico.
You should just move to Mexico, homie.
That's tough.
In some of these countries, he does shows for thousands of people. He speaks Spanish, releases all his new music in Spanish, provides Spanish
Oh, okay, that's why.
subtitles with everything he does. I'm not really
I
sure
don't blame him,
how that all
bitch.
He knocked
happened,
them boys.
but it's been very fruitful for him. In 2014, he filed for bankruptcy, owing over $500,000 in taxes. In 2016, he was arrested for his second driving under the influence charge. He served
But what happened though? What made him go that right? Obviously, no offense, Josh was just hating, and he did he didn't like this person he was, so he wanted to change. So he said, "Fuck that." No offense, that's just the truth. And Drake just went down.
Prager's veggie burger.
I fuck with Drake though. I don't know what happened, but it said something about some child endangerment charge too.
in jail
We'll see
for
about that one.
probation. When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear.
And that message right there, that's what showed
I think I remember
he
that
stopped
shit,
fucking
yeah,
with him.
facts.
I'm like,
I remember
when I
that's
saw
on
that,
IG. Fact, I think somebody.
that's when I used to be on
posted
Twitter.
facts.
I saw that. I'm
Facts.
like, oh, it
Facts.
broke my heart. I'm like, oh, they don't fuck with each other.
Facts,
They don't fuck with
facts,
each other.
facts,
They do not fuck with each other.
Facts.
I'm like, oh, I already know who he's talking about. I'm like, he got to
Facts.
be talking about Josh.
Facts.
I'm like, oh, they do not fuck with each other.
Facts. Facts.
That
I
hurts.
remember him. Facts. I remember him.
I'm like, ah, that hurts.
I remember him. Facts.
I know America was hurt. Whole America was hurt because they thought they was cool.
Yeah, but I thought it was.
Colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'll miss you, brother. Summer of 2017, Josh got married to his longtime girlfriend Paige, and Drake was not invited. The great fallout.
Oh
of
yeah,
Drake
and
and
if that's your longtime girlfriend for sure. And
Josh
damn,
got married to his longtime
Damn, my
girlfriend
nigga.
Paige, and Drake was not invited. The great fallout of Drake and Josh was the new.
yeah, for sure. Josh was a hater. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He was a hater, for sure. He was a hater. I don't know what I don't know what he had against it. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Drake just sound like a cool. You feel me? It's not like he wanted to hate you.
Yeah.
He had nothing against you. He was just a star. That's what happens when you're a
Yeah.
star. You just star. You feel me? You either hate or you motivate from it. And Josh was hating.
new viral gossip piece, and the internet was loving it. It seemed like just yesterday they were roommates playing ping pong and working at the
No, I
movie
remember
theater.
that.
He
Damn, I
thought
remember that
Drake would be the
episode,
best
dog.
man.
Facts.
Turns out he didn't even know about the wedding. The story blew up bigger than Drake could imagine. Thankfully, a couple months later, they made up and did some
Oh,
I
thank
remember that, yeah, I
Jesus.
remember
What
that
the
too.
fuck?
Facts.
Wow, didn't see that.
Yeah, I remember him doing a lot.
content together.
Somewhere
Back
on
together
IG.
again. We're all good.
Yeah,
Then
somewhere.
they both spent the next year or so doing press for other projects, and people just kept asking about the marriage incident. They had already publicly made up, but I guess interviewers want
Duh, nigga, that's what
need to see.
happens.
Them boys like,
It's-
what
they
happened?
want the bad shit. They
No,
don't care about
fact.
the good shit. They don't care about the makeup.
the drama. In 2018 and 2019, they made a number of different content pieces together, and
Okay, good, man, good. Because, man, y'all deserted me. Best
it really
friends,
seemed
bro.
like their relationship was as good as it can get.
Guys, we're together. What else? What's happening, everybody?
In 2019,
But I hope that was not because Josh wanted to shit on him. To be
2018
real.
and 2019, they
Facts,
made a
facts,
number of
facts.
different
Because let's be
Facts.
real. Drake don't like
Yeah.
he's doing so good while he's with him. Josh looks way more happy than Drake does.
content pieces
Look
together,
at it.
and it really seemed
It
like
don't even
their
look real.
Facts. Just
the
gotta-
relationship
gotta
was
run
as
it.
good as it can
Facts.
get.
As they've been doing.
Facts. Facts.
Guys, we're together. What
Shit.
else? What's happening, everybody?
In 2019, Josh came up with the idea to do a reboot of their classic show. The name of the reboot, Josh and Drake. When he reached out
What
to
I-
Drake to read the
What I fucking tell you?
script,
Oh,
things got weird. The idea was that Drake was going to be a failed musician and Josh was a successful real estate agent. They were
And there, we're done. I just want to hear Drake's part.
Basically,
All right,
parodying
Josh was a hater.
Drake's real life
Simple.
musician in Mexico.
Simple.
Josh's character was a totally made up life.
Facts.
I just want to hear
Trying
Drake's
get back
charge,
at
bro.
Drake because his
At this
character
point.
That's that
supposed to
childhood
get
trauma,
a slap in the
bit.
face.
Bro want revenge now.
He want revenge. I knew it, fam. I can
That's
tell by the
childhood-
YouTube
that's childhood
video.
trauma.
That's so crazy.
That's childhood trauma, bitch. That boy want revenge now. He's like,
Niggas
now
be
that I
hating
bossed
ass
up,
niggas.
you gonna feel what I feel.
Now you're gonna feel what I
Facts.
feel. You're gonna feel like the loser.
Facts.
Like you a
Facts.
hating ass,
Facts.
bitch ass,
Facts.
fuck ass nigga, dog.
Facts.
I hate fuck niggas, dog.
Fandom. Then it transitions to Drake in Mexico performing at a
Drake, I just
quinceañera
wish
for the
you
daughter
just
of a
was a
drug
homie. I
cartel
don't know
leader,
what
where
shit.
they're all drinking and doing hard drugs, which leads to a gunfight, and then they don't want to give Drake his money, which is all a super stereotypical way that Americans convey Mexican culture in Hollywood. Drake didn't want to do the Drake and Josh reboot without making some creative changes because he didn't want to disrespect his Mexican fans. Josh wouldn't let Drake make those creative changes, and shortly after that, Drake started getting into his legal trouble. In 2020, Drake was outed by his ex-girlfriend Melissa on TikTok about how abusive he was in their past relationship, which went pretty viral. Drake denied all claims of physical abuse, but admitted he could be verbally abusive like a lot of couples get during a fallout. This story led to multiple other accusations, including one that would make the courtroom. He pled guilty via Zoom to a felony attempted child endangerment and a misdemeanor charge of
Okay,
disseminating matter harmful to juveniles in June of
Yeah, you gotta beat
2021.
it, Jit.
But Drake was accused of much worse, including
Okay,
sending
there we go.
explicit pictures and engaging in sexual activity with a minor. However, he only admitted guilt of sending text messages that were sexual and then stopped once he was aware of the victim's age. The situation is definitely creepy. And there are a lot of other factors to consider which have been broken down extensively on YouTube. But the internet is not convinced that Drake is innocent of the harsher things he was accused of. His social reputation has obviously been ruined because of this. Which leads us to today. Josh Peck recently made some
Happy as
big
hell.
claims on a podcast that he and Drake were never friends.
Are you guys like not friends?
Not really. No.
He told a number of different
You a
lies on
bitch ass nigga. Fuck you.
Weird-ass
You a
nigga, dog.
you a man dog. Fuck.
No, not really.
You a bitch. Joshua, man, fuck that nigga, man. Drake, man, Drake, I'm sorry with the fucking situation you got in, dog. You put yourself in that shit. But Josh, you, man, suck a dick, you bitch ass cracker, fuck nigga, puss ass, man. I spit in your face. I swear to God. Dog, just got me hot. God damn. We done with this bitch ass video, man.
Josh.
Fuck Josh. Shout out Drake. I'm sorry for your bullshit ass situation. Fuck that nigga Josh.